Hi everybody! So welcome to day 9 of my gastric sleeve post-op videos. I want to talk to you today about social eating and also about a few tips to get you used to what some things that can happen around your chest area post-op, and just to update you on how I'm going as well. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. I'm very happy with it. I'm very fussy with hairdressers, so that is that's good that I like it. Okay, so social eating for me has always been a really big deal. For example, when I was a kid, if we were, if I was offered to go shopping with Mum, I would say yes, because I knew if we went into town, town was what we called Geelong, because I'm not from the city originally, is that we would get food, like possibly junk food, like hot chips or an ice cream or a hot dog, so going out sort of became all about food for me. And that was really crazy hard with the pre-op, because I was on such a strict diet that I was like, I can't go anywhere, I can't enjoy anything. I was really annoyed all the time, because social eating is really important to me, and I'm sort of realizing that more each day. My family background on my mum's side are mostly Italian, so I feel like I almost have that kind of social eating thing ingrained within me. I love to cook for people, and I love to see how happy people are if my food is enjoyable, and I get a kick out of that. So I suppose with the post-op, with the sleeve, it's really sort of relearning, sort of jigging your brain to be able to enjoy social eating without sort of overeating, because overeating post-op this early is really, really painful, and I'll go into that in a minute. It's just really all about getting your brain used to how much your stomach wants to eat. For example, changing your thinking. I'll give you a good example. So the other night when we went to Pancake Parlour, I ordered like a normal size plate of food. Let's just say, it's hard to do circles with my hands. And it was giant. It was probably the biggest thing I'd seen in front of me in a long time. And normally I would get super excited about that and just down it. Which is one of the reasons I put on lots of weight in the first place. But having my sort of painful toast incident the other day, I really wanted to take it slow and chew and chew and chew until it was literally liquid, because I was just on purees then. And then I ended up, I think I only ate like a tablespoon of it, if that, and then took the rest home. And I mulched it up in a blender, and occasionally now add it to some almond milk, and it's a nice smoothie. So, it was a good idea. So I was happy that I went, and I was happy that I was able to do a social eating sort of thing without feeling too withdrawn. I remember feeling like when I was always on diets, I'm a serial dieter, just always feeling starving and feeling so depressed that you can't join in. And yeah, obviously pancakes are not healthy for you, but as a kind of treat, it was really strange to be able to enjoy something, I suppose, without feeling guilty and without feeling depressed afterwards. I've had so many experiences where I would go to a restaurant with family and I wouldn't be eating carbs, and I'd get really upset that everyone else had carbs, and it would just ruin the whole day. It was horrible. Or I would go out for dinner, and I'd have to get steak and veggies, and my friend was getting a palmy and chips. And I'd be like, oh, well, I can't get that because it's too unhealthy for me, and you know, which is right, but it also just made me really annoyed. Yes. Anyway, so I'm really trying to change the way that I think. Within social eating. An update. I have lost 10 kilos in a month. Most of it was lost on the pre-op diet. I lost about 7 kilos on the pre-op. I haven't really lost much yet with the post-op. I'm assuming swelling is an issue there, and the fact that I haven't had a bowel movement for over a week, which isn't as painful as you would sound because I haven't really been eating solids, so you can imagine that that is a factor. So yeah, hopefully my sort of system gets back to normal soon, because I feel like I could be losing more weight than I am. But yeah, slow and steady, as my sisters told me. What else? Going slow with puree, especially dry sort of purees. So I made a chicken, avocado and mayo sort of puree thing, and it was quite dry. Not super dry, but the drier your puree is, the slower you have to go, the smaller amount you have to have. I go with like 1/3 of a teaspoon at a time because my body isn't used to it. With the bariatric surgery, you have inside your stomach what's called a bougie, which they sort of sew around. And the bougie is about the width of a garden hose, which I think I've said that before. But yeah, you've got to be careful, because if you think, you know, shoving chicken puree into a garden hose really quickly, it's just going to get blocked and it's going to be really painful for you. I feel like, even though everyone's like, oh, don't drink water for half an hour after you eat because you'll throw up, with the puree phase, I haven't found that. I can drink straight after. I mean, it might change when I go onto like actual food, but I'm not experiencing it so far. You just got to not have too much at the same time. Water, it can be painful, as I've mentioned in other videos, but if you're not terrified of aspartame, Powerade Zero just goes down really easily, and it helps keep your fluids up as well. The chest pain thing though, I wanted to talk about, because one of my friends who's had the surgery was explaining it to me a few weeks ago, and I sort of didn't really understand what she meant. But for example, so today I went shopping, which was awesome, got my hair cut, yay, and walked around a lot, which was nice and different and unusual. And I decided I would be fine to eat some corn chips and dip from a Mexican place where my partner and her sister were eating lunch with me, and it was not fun. So even though I mulched it up as like it was liquid, literally liquid in my mouth, corn chip, it still like absolutely killed going down. It got it felt almost like it was stuck, and it's the same kind of feeling if you eat that kind of dry puree too quickly. It's literally like a blockage, and it really, really hurts. Sometimes the post-op feeling of the blockage can occur when you haven't eaten. That's just sort of the post-op pain. And for me, it's sort of I get like a referred upper back pain from it, which is really weird. But yeah, so that's chest pain. Just try to avoid it, I suppose. So I think I only had 2 chips, but that was enough. So I had really low blood sugar because I'd only had a tiny bit of puree and a black coffee in the morning. So on the way home, I decided to get a potato and gravy. Yes, I know KFC is not healthy for me, but the potato and gravy is around 100 calories and has about 3 grams of fat in it. It is not going to kill you to have it sometimes. It's, you know, it's got hardly any sugar in it, hardly any fat, and it's tiny. And, you know, it's not always a bad thing to have little treats like that along the way. Another funny thing that happened at the shopping mall, apart from the fact that I was walking a lot more, my foot's asleep, is that we were waiting for my partner's sister to get served at the Apple store, and so we were really hungry and went to a dumpling place, and I had one dumpling and was full, which is really odd because normally in the city in Melbourne I could probably smash about 30 dumplings at a time, you know, on a hungry night. But yeah, having one, I even sort of peeled off most of the dumpling wrapper and gave it to my partner because I couldn't eat it all, which is just bizarre. It's such a strange feeling to eat such a small amount of food and be full. It's really like a psychological thing that's really unusual for me, and I'm still sort of trying to get used to it. You know, if I'd had more dumplings on the plate, it would have been really hard to not want to keep eating them because you see them and you go, oh, that looks awesome. Just like with the pancake the other night, that looks awesome, I want to keep eating it, but your stomach's like, nah, you probably shouldn't. Whereas, like back in the day, pre-op, I would have been like, oh, I'm pretty full, let's fucking keep going. And then you get really fat, so that's what happens. Anyway, that's all for me for now. I am going back to work on Monday after my lovely school holidays. So I'm hoping that I am ready to go. I'm feeling pretty energetic, but walking around and being active is still a little bit of a strain. But I'm having less pain meds and I'm having more energy, which is awesome. Anyway, I shall let you go. Thanks for watching, and if you got any ideas for new videos or questions, pop them down here in the comments. Bye for now.